Cricket presents The Warmup. Thanks again for joining us, everybody, and we are into the playoffs here in Texas high school football, and this is when it gets real. So we need to get you warmed up. It's the area round of the Texas high school football playoffs. Let's get ready for some key second-round games in the Louisiana Hot Sauce Hot Zone. Allen's Eagles Stadium is the backdrop for a huge 5A Division I second-round game. 10-1 Forney takes on 10-1 Frisco Lone Star for the right to move on to the region semifinals. People outside of Forney might be surprised at the Jackrabbits' success, but don't think that head coach Jeff Fleener is surprised. Well, observing his seniors when they were just sophomores, Fleener had a feeling this group would do special things. Last week, Forney scored 37 unanswered points in a blowout win over Port Arthur Memorial, and the Jackrabbits were led by running back Javian Osborne, who ran for 201 yards and 4 scores. The defense shut Memorial down to just 7 points, and they'll need a similar effort against Lone Star. The Rangers have a dangerous running back themselves in sophomore Davion Gross. He's got 900 yards on the ground so far this year. The Jeff Rayburn's squad didn't need him all that much last week in their dominating win over W.T. White. That's because quarterback Colin Blackstock was on fire. 5 touchdown passes, 326 total yards. Looking forward to this one at Eagles Stadium. There's much interest in Friday night's battle between Prosper and Lake Highlands, mainly on which version of each team shows up at Melissa's Kenny Deal Stadium. When these teams are good, they're very good. But when they aren't playing at 100%, it can be a struggle to the final whistle. Take Prosper, for example. The Eagles, 10-1, but in 4 of their wins, they had to fight and claw to the end in order to secure a close victory. Now, they've got history on their side, as Prosper has proven over the last 2 years to be playoff ready, going at least 4 rounds deep, including last year's state semifinal loss to Duncanville. And they started their journey this year on point with a 41-3 blowout of Plano East. Leo Anguiano has made the most out of his huge offensive line, rushing for over 800 yards and 14 scores. Then there's Lake Highlands. The Wildcats, 9-2, but their defense has been really shaky, especially of late. Last week's win over South Grand Prairie, prime example, as they went back and forth with the Warriors before finally winning 42-38. However, one thing Lake Highlands doesn't have to worry about is their workhorse. Deontay Dean shows up in big games. Check out last week's stat line. Dean ran for 281 yards on 38 carries and 3 touchdowns. The Wildcats will go as far as Dean can run them.
The Hot Zone is presented by the original Louisiana brand hot sauce. For all your game day snacks, bring the heat with the original Louisiana brand hot sauce.
Switch to Cricket today and get a free Samsung Galaxy A14 5G. After all, you've been good this year, and they think you really, really deserve it. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Warm up your game day with the authentic flavors of ancient cooking. So thin, so crisp, so good. Xochitl.
We caught up with yet another talented athlete from the North Texas area on the recruiting trail, presented by Xochitl, Chips and Salsa.
Hi, my name is DJ Bailey. I go to DeSoto High School, and I play quarterback. So they came to my practice one spring practice, and it was Coach Cornell, and he came and he explained to me how they love me, they love my size, and some colleges don't like short quarterbacks. And Coach Cornell came in, he brought me in, and then a couple of weeks later, I got a call to come on a visit there. I went there. I met all the rest of the coaching staff, Coach Keeler, the head coach there. I met them, and then it felt like home. I brought my parents and my little brother, and it just felt like home. So I felt like Sam Houston was a great place for me. In my position as a quarterback, as a short quarterback, I can say I'm a doer for it. I can use my legs when I need to use my legs, but if I have to throw the ball, I will throw the ball. What makes me different is that if you find some of these quarterbacks out here, they're 6'3", 6'4", but me, I'm 5'10". But me, I just got to find windows to throw in. I love DeSoto. I've been going to DeSoto since I was a freshman. When I got there, the coaching staff, some of the coaching staff left, but some of them still there. And the ones that still there, they treated me like I was family as soon as I walked in. The brotherhood around there is totally great. In and out the locker room, even in the school. You know, we're tight. We're real tight, and we make sure we always have that tight bond. You know how we go to practice, and then we'll say we'll fight at practice, then we'll come in the locker room and we'll laugh at it. You feel me? And that's the whole thing about DeSoto. It's a great culture around.
Hey, we can't get our cameras to all the big games, so here's some other ones to keep an eye out for in The Hype, presented by Dallas County Connects. Possibly the marquee game this weekend takes place Saturday night at the Star. Melissa taking on South Oak Cliff. If you go back and check several preseason polls, you'll see one of these two teams predicted to win the 5A Division II state title. And now, here we are, week 2 of the playoffs, and one of the potential title contenders will be heading home. The postseason can be a brutal place, my friends. Let's start with Melissa. Cardinals lost a little bit of their shine when they got manhandled at home by Lovejoy. That was in the season finale. This is still a 10-1 team with plenty of talent across the board. Last week was a 49-21 victory over White House, where quarterback Trevor Ham threw 5 touchdowns. We'll need a similar effort against the Golden Bears, as Jason Todd always has a few tricks up his sleeve come postseason. Maybe it will be the Sock running game that sparkles like they did last week when Adrian Ewell and Danny Green both rushed for over 100 yards in a 23-point win over Everman. Expect Sock to muscle up and step up to the task as they aim for a three-peat in Division II. This one way too difficult to predict a winner, so we'll just have to go and check this one out for sure. Another 50-50 game in 5A is Frisco-Wakeland taking on Lancaster. This game will take place at Birdville's Fine Arts Complex, and both teams got nice wins in the first round. Wakeland was an underdog when they took on Mansfield-Timberview in the bi-district round, but quarterback Brendan Meyer and receiver Donovan Woolen accounted for a couple big scores as the Wolverines won 21-18. The key thing here was the 18 points allowed. Wakeland will need another big defensive performance to stop the athletes at Lancaster. Weibo Nation headed down to Houston, and they faced LaPorte and beat the Bulldogs 27-13 behind 3 touchdowns from running back Kawan Lacey. Lancaster had a disappointing regular season as they finished 4th in district, but all that can be forgotten with a nice long playoff run. And you know what? The Tigers have the athletes to pull it off. Don't be surprised to see Lancaster playing after Thanksgiving.
You shouldn't have to come to the internet. The internet should come to you. Let Dallas County help connect your home with free or low-cost high-speed broadband today. Visit DallasCountyConnects.org.
Switch to Cricket to treat both you and your family to 4 lines for only $25 per month each, plus nationwide 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Let's take a look back at who won our defensive title belt, plus we'll see who might come home with one this week in The Buzz. Last week we saw North Crowley snag the defensive title belt. Panthers swarmed Keller in the first half as they didn't allow the Indians in the end zone for the first 24 minutes, and they held on for a 35-6 lead at the half before taking the W. This week, maybe check out Arlington Martin to possibly earn a nice, shiny new belt. The Warriors have been up and down all year, but Allen might be a favorable matchup for an opportunistic defense looking to cause turnovers. That's going to do it for today's show. Hey, thanks for joining us. We hope you are warmed up for another round of Texas high school football.